session 0/0.5 of the final rule, a completely improvised D&D actual play stream and eventually podcast once we sort of get the audio thing settled out. I am going to be your DM host. My name is Glenn. I have with me 3 wonderful players for today. Eventually there'll be 4. Eventually there'll be 5. But for today we have 3. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yes. Hello, I am Chase. I stream on Twitch at Cut to the Chase. Yeah.
There you go. That's perfect.
I mean,
Completely. You can tell that we're very good improvisers just based off of how we introduce ourselves.
I have dice.
Who's next?
Dice. All right.
Yeah.
I'm Vincent. I don't stream. I happen to do improv for like 3 or 4 years now. That's why I'm here. I also like D&D, so believe me.
I believe you, Vincent.
I probably should also say I've improv for like 8 years. I should say that.
Yeah, that's important experience.
Yeah. Chase and I have both. We're having massive echo right now, according to this. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure I don't have anything else running. Nobody has their.
Be aware that the NDI, if you have multiple
hold
NDIs
on.
in your mixer, they will all be echoing the same thing. I just turned it all off. And
oh my God, you're right, Chase.
That's why I was recording before I would like do the stream, because I was like, I'm gonna record this and make sure.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you for pointing that out, Jack5545. It should be fixed now. And
way to go.
Chase the hot fix.
We'll do anything for our fans.
It's true.
I'll do a little J, right. I swear.
I am Brendan. I have a little bit of improv experience, mostly just like regular theater experience, and then I've been playing D&D with Justin, who will be here at some point for a little over close to 2 years now, actually. So, and I do not stream, but
yeah.
But we like D&D, so please.
Yes.
Please accept us. Please, we'll do anything.
I've been doing improv mode in D&D recently, so we'll see. We'll see me get better at D&D, or both. Heck.
Yeah, absolutely. So just make sure that everything's working right. You should, on the right, be able to see the D&D Beyond official plugin for Twitch.
It's on the left for me.
Left for Chase, right for me. If you scroll over that, you should be able to see a couple of shelves worth of characters. So far, we haven't decided anything as far as characters go. Nothing as far as setting goes. I've done 0 prep exactly, and that's sort of the way that we're going to roll. So as we sort of talked about before, this is going to be a entirely improvised Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So all of the character development you see, all of the story development that you see, all of that is going to be sort of happening in motion. We are not going to be planning anything out beforehand. It's all just going to sort of be happening as we play. So hopefully our time as improvisers pays off, and hopefully I don't forget too much about mechanics as we play. But let's sort of talk about that, the way this is going to work. In improv, we have 5 rules that we like to follow. When I'm going to ask Chase and Vincent, especially, because they both should know, hey guys, what are the 5 rules of improv?
Well, the first and
arguably... Do you want to do like letters and numbers too, or just...
We'll get to the letters in a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just,
well.
All right. Well, there is a rule, yes and, which is essentially saying yes to what you're giving is important, because if you say no, then it stops the story right there. Because if you're like, hey, I'm a fireman, and then someone goes, no, you're not.
You can't really go anywhere. Policeman.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I love the classic fireman example. No, it's also like, hey, how's it doing, firefighter Chase?
Yeah. It's like yeah, if you say, hey, firefighter Chase, how you doing? It's like, okay, yes, you've accepted I'm a fireman. And then the and portion of that is, of course, going, you accept it, and then you also add something. It's like, hey, fireman Chase, did you just stop that fire that was over on 4th Street? So there was a fire on 4th Street. So that added something to that yes. So that is yes
right.
And.
So the first rule of improv, yes, and even better, yes and. What's the second rule?
Vincent, this is all you.
Shoot. All right. Well, I can tell it to you not in order. Like if you want that,
whatever order works.
What reminds me of yes and continuing is give and receive, give and take gifts. So a gift is like it's a lot of it's like kind of like further expansion on what the yes and rule means. So yes, he was a firefighter Chase, and he stopped that fire in the nearby street. The gift would be that I have given him the role of a firefighter, and he took that gift of the firefighter. He didn't say, I'm not a fireman, I'm a policeman. He said, I'm a firefighter. That's receiving the gift. And the gift I gave Chase is that he is a firefighter.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's 2 rules down. Yes, and give and receive gifts. What's the third one? I'm giving you like 5 more seconds.
I mean, oh, wait, hold on. I thought of it. Height of intelligence. Height of intelligence.
Yes, work to the height of your intelligence. So it is really, really easy in improv to sort of go for the low-hanging fruit of, making a dick joke or just like, I don't know, making being very physical with your comedy. But there's a difference between that and sort of working to the height of your intelligence in that, take a joke, turn it on its head, surprise whoever's watching, make them sort of not know what's coming next. And we're all going to do our best to do that for D&D so that we don't all turn into, murder hobos or
I don't know.
Off the rails,
I think a full murder hobo campaign would really raise the stakes.
The first of its kind, really.
Yeah. Yes, and right. So if
this is the future.
Hobos, I'm gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 rules down. How about a 4th rule?
Did we say no open-ended questions?
No, but that is what we're gonna go for the 4th rule.
Awesome.
So, Chase, you want to explain what an open-ended question is?
Yeah. Okay. So no open-ended questions. So in improv, you don't want to be asking questions like, "Why?" or like, "What is that?" Or basically questions that like put all the pressure on your scene partner to like do something. So if someone's like, "What is this?" immediately your other scene partner has to just decide what it is. Whereas if you were just to go, "Hey, what's in that box?" It's still vague, but we now know there's a box there that has something in it. So it adds something to it.
So like the stipulation there is that he did give a gift that there was a box there. And something else is that we don't know what's inside of the box. But it's not like, yo, what is that? It's what's in the box. Because if what is that, it's like it could be anything. But then we have established there's an object in the scene there that we're playing with, and that's the box. So it's better than saying what's that, it's what's in there.
Yeah. All right. So that's we're going to be playing with that one a little bit because D&D by its nature is going to sort of have open-ended questions as a part of it, but we're going to sort of modify that rule a little bit to instead of saying no open-ended questions, what we're going to say is describe to the height of detail. So if you walk into a keep and I ask something like, if you walk into a capital and I'm like, hey Vince, what do you see in this capital? Shutting down that sort of opportunity, you would say, hey, it's I see a massive keep made out of stone, brickwork, intricate, blah blah blah, and you're going to roll with that. So less
really tall building.
Yeah, really tall building, or it can be whatever. It doesn't have to be like a keep. Yeah, and we're just going to roll with it. Because yes and is the first rule. All right, and the final rule. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So we have yes and. We have work to the height of your intelligence, give and receive gifts, and no open-ended questions. The final rule that we're going to be working with is make everybody else look good, right? So it's really easy in improv to sort of be thinking about yourself. But what we're going to do is we're really going to take our focus whenever we're role-playing and put it on the other people to sort of give me more fuel in order to create interactions with NPCs, in order to create the world around us. But also while we're role-playing, work with each other. Your job is not to make yourself the funniest, most awesome role player in the world. It's to help out your partners in order to make them the funniest, most awesome role players in the world. And if we all do that for each other, we're all going to come together and sort of make this stream, make this podcast, make everything that we do sort of very exciting, really fun to watch, and something that I think we can all be very proud of. So those are the 5 rules of improv. But as you can see by the title of this stream, there is also the final rule, which is also known as Rule 0 in a lot of D&D. And the final rule is whatever the GM says goes. So in this case, in order to make this work, there are going to be times whenever I'm going to have to make judgment calls about what's going on around us. I'm going to be improvising just along with these guys. So there'll be times whenever I'm going to have to sort of pick and choose what's happening. I'm going to interject things that happen, and I'm going to have to ask you guys to sort of really roll with me on this because at the end of the day, we're all making this together, but somebody has to sort of be the moderator of what's going on. That's sort of the DM's responsibility. So those are the rules that we'll be playing with. The 5 rules of improv, and the final rule, whatever the DM says goes. And I think that we can all sort of agree that as long as we do all these things, everything's going to turn out great. I'm really, really excited to get started with all of this. But there's one more thing that I sort of wanted to talk about before we actually get started with our character creation for our session 0. And that is something that's really important to me and was taught to Vincent, Chase, and I in a role-playing class, actually, that we took at university, is consent in role-playing. So we need to make sure that we're all okay with the what we're choosing to role-play with each other, right? So if there's ever a time whenever you're uncomfortable with where the direction the story is going, something that was just introduced, all you need to do is if you guys would like have a piece of paper or a note card or something and put a big X on it. I'll be watching the stream live as we're sort of going through OBS, and all you need to do is hold up that X card, and whenever you do that, that's a cue for me to fade to black to move on, so that we don't dwell on anything that might make anybody uncomfortable, that might trigger anybody who's playing. Like I said, consent in role playing is very, very important to me. So as long as we're on the same page about that, we'll all be fine. And I'll reiterate this at the top of every single one of our streams and podcasts. So that's all the boring technical stuff out of the way.
Woohoo.
So let's actually get to the fun part. Let's make our characters, shall we?
Oh boy, there we go.
So
Hell yeah.
we have done nothing to prepare for this. That's sort of the way that we're going to roll with this. So on the D&D Beyond, we have D&D Beyond up, so you guys should be able to watch this update live. If you're looking at the character sheets on the right side of the screen for me, on the left side of the screen for Chase. We're going to be making characters live here. You should be able to watch them update. We have no idea what these characters are going to be. We're going to do our best to sort of randomize through a lot of these elements in order to have in order to surprise us with what it is that the characters are going to turn out to be. And then we're going to do a little bit of improvised role playing to introduce the characters to each other. And at that time, I'm going to ask for a suggestion from either my audience or Chase's audience. And that suggestion is going to be sort of the topic, if you will, about what we're improvising on for that particular session, which is why this is a session 0/0.5. And if that sounds good to everybody, let's all open up this D&D character creator, eh?
Oh boy. Man, I haven't even thought of anything like class or race, so this is just purely
That's good. You
I thought of zero.
You
I
are
thought of
supposed
zero things. Zero
I
things.
thought of
All right.
0.
So I'm also going to be watching along as you guys make these characters in order to help guide you through the process. So I'm just gonna make a character. Let's do. Let's delete this character from an old campaign,
Just call
and
him
we're
Big
going
Boy.
to create a character. Cool. So we're going to do the standard character creation method, right? Or we can, whenever you guys click on the create a character, does it come up with the character creation method sort of thing? Or is it like go right to the? I think it opens up with standard.
I just
we're
see
starting
character preferences.
Yeah, okay, that's where we're starting. So you want to keep homebrew content on, take off Magic the Gathering content, keep Eberron content on. The advancement type is going to be milestone. Hit point type will be fixed.
Wait.
Or manual, rather, sorry. It's going to be manual because we're going to be rolling for these values.
Manual. Okay.
Manuel. Manuel.
We're going to keep up feats and multi-class requirements. We're going to
Cool.
use encumbrance and ignore coin weight. It doesn't matter what the modifier display is. In the character privacy, let's keep this public, shall we?
I don't want to show my character.
No. I don't want to
there we
share the stream's content.
And whenever you're
I don't
done,
wanna-
hit next. Also, we're not coming up with names just yet, so
Oh,
we're going to
boy.
do that. We're going to do that as part of this improvisation.
Oh boy, it's time to choose the race.
All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We should have 13 available. If you have any more than that, then something's up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It should be like Aarakocra, Dragonborn, Dwarf. If something's wrong, go back and uncheck homebrew, and you should be fine.
I have 18. Is that right?
Yeah. Go back and uncheck homebrew, and you should be fine.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5,
uncheck homebrew.
7, 8.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. All right, that makes a little more sense. It's like, what is this stuff?
That's better. Okay.
I have
Okay.
18. Do I uncheck homebrew? Is that the solution?
Probably.
So, yeah, uncheck homebrew. You should be fine.
Sick.
Hey, there's a race called ASMR.
Yo,
I like
Twitch
to.
race.
I like to roll to attack.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'd like to breathe into this enemy's ear.
Okay. Good. I like all of this that's happening.
Are we
So, what
are we
we're gonna
rolling?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're gonna roll a d12. You
Oh,
can choose
shit.
one of these that you don't want to be included in that 12, and you can sort of decide that for yourself. Roll the d12, and you're gonna be whatever it lands on, minus of course the one that you take off.
Okay, the one I want. I don't know what one I would take off.
sorry. What was that again?
I'll
Roll
take
a
off
D12.
Aarakocra. This is
All right.
shave the one off the top. Let's just see what happens. Oh, God, fuck. Try that again.
Amazing. Off to a great
I
start.
got 8. Let's see what that is. Counting from top to bottom.
Yeah, top to bottom.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, Okay, I rolled a 5. I got Genasi right here.
All right.
All right.
I got a half orc.
I also got 8. I'm not doing Eric Okra. 1, 2, 3.
Oh wait, I don't. Can I? Brendan, do you want to reroll or you want me?
Yeah.
to? We're
Half-
both half orcs. I feel like
I'll
we.
reroll.
No, that's what happened. No.
We're both
That's
half
what
orcs?
happened. We have
All
2
right.
half orcs and we have 1 Genasi.
All right.
Okay.
So
Make it work.
for you two, go ahead and click on half orcs. For Vincent, go ahead and scroll down on the Genasi and click your sub race.
So that's a D. Do I roll D4?
Yeah.
Where are you, D4? There you are. I can't hide from me. Here we go. Ooh. It's 2. An Earth Genasi.
All right, cool. So we have 2 half orcs and an Earth Genasi. It's gonna be a really tanky party.
This is.
So
Let's go.
All right. So on the next page, you should have the details page, or you should have the race page. Ability score increase. Languages. Pick a language. The languages I'm not too worried about randomizing. So just like pick whichever one tickles your fancy right now.
Wait. Wait. Did I? Wait. Wait. Where?
Oh, no, sorry. If you have anything to pick here, like I said, it doesn't really bother me too much. Randomize it as much as you can, but just pick whatever you have to. So like for mine, I have like human, so I got an extra language. It doesn't matter to me. Just pick something.
Okay. Okay. So I'm on the race page. It doesn't let me choose a language, but
Chase, we
Yeah,
might not have anything to pick as a half orc,
Yeah.
because I don't have anything to pick either.
oh, okay.
So
cool.
just
I
go
have
ahead-
the same
just
thing
go
as I think as Earth Genasi. I have nothing to pick right now. I just
Alright.
have abilities and such.
Good. Move on.
All right. Okay. Now it's time for the class.
Yeah. So there are, if I'm not mistaken, there are 12 classes.
D12.
Yep. There's 12 classes.
Yep. So
All
roll
right.
d12 again.
Yep,
Here we
there's 12
go.
classes.
What am I gonna be? What we doing? I'm a wizard. What the?
I'm
what?
a druid.
What? I'm a half orc
Lord.
wizard.
Here we go. Here we go.
We have a wizard and we have a druid. So 2 that are spellcasters.
What the half orc
Hey, guess what
spellcasters?
I am? I'm a druid.
Oh.
Okay,
We literally-
we're starting. Yeah, go ahead.
Literally the tankiest races, but like.
All right.
This
So
is
go ahead
gonna
and pick
be
which one you got.
All right.
You're gonna hit add class in the bottom left-hand corner.
All right, add class. Let's go. For
All right.
it.
So now we're going to start actually designing the characters.
Oh boy.
Hit points at first level. You are level 1. We're starting at level 1.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go to hit points. You're going to manage HP in the top right corner. Roll your hit die in order to determine. Or you should have maximum hit die plus your Constitution as your starting HP. So your proficiencies, you should click on that. Go ahead and choose your proficiencies. Same thing with anything that has drop downs.
Okay.
Make sure everything else down there is correct.
Wait, how do I choose? My
What do you
there
mean?
we go. I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Definitely
Wait,
Arcana. I feel like that's kind of needed. Let's go.
What do we
Um,
say about max
There are
HP?
8 skills I can choose. I'm going to roll a D8. Just
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah. That's
6. I have perception now as a skill.
You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I have 10. Well, no, I can do a D10. I got a D10. Let's go. What's
There's
my
this thing
second
as a
skill
D7,
going to
is
be?
there?
4.
This thing is a D7. Roll a D6 and do your best.
All right, I have Arcana, and then I have Medicine.
1, 2, 3. I have
1.
medicine.
Animal
and
handling.
This is gonna be whack.
Already.
That's the idea, is that this is
Oh,
going to be
already, I'm like, what is this
medicine
guy?
and perception. Okay.
So somebody's saying that the Beyond plugin isn't working properly on either stream.
Okay.
Give us a second. Once we finish and finalize the characters, it may actually pop up.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go through this live. Once all the characters are done, you'll be able to see the shenanigans we managed to pull on this.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic so far. All right, so does everyone have all their ability score? So Chase, what did you end up getting for your proficiencies?
I got I got Arcana and Medicine.
Okay, Vincent.
Vincent.
Oh no, is
Perception
Vincent dead?
handling.
Okay, perception and animal handling. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And Brendan.
I got medicine and perception.
All right, so we're gonna be some perceptive boys. I love how all this like RNG is turning out to be like the exact same characters. Like this is making me really happy.
This is
right,
awful.
This is happy
So-
for you.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. So next, we're gonna move on to the ability scores, I believe. Once you have everything selected for your race modifiers
Question.
I just roll
or
one.
class modifiers rather. What's up?
HP. How do we do that again?
It's gonna automatically calculate it. Just
Oh.
move on to the next page.
Just move to the next page. Got it.
Yeah.
Do we roll a D8 or is that going to do by itself?
So whenever you go to choose the generation method, we're gonna enter manual.
Okay.
So does everyone know how to roll stats in D&D?
I've forgotten. It's like
So you roll 4d6 and you drop the lowest.
okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we assign them anywhere, or are we just going?
No.
All
You're
right.
going straight down the line.
Left to right. Let's
Wow.
go. This is awful.
Okay.
Off to a good start.
I said,
11
I'm already-
strength.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, good roll there. Okay, not so good, Chase. What are you doing? All right, work with me. Work with me.
So what method are we choosing again? Manual?
Yeah, manual.
Okay.
And you're going to roll 4d6, drop the lowest, and you're just gonna go straight down the line with it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, baby. Got a 6.
Oh.
Oh yeah, another 6.
Worked out really well, actually.
Oh yeah, 3. Okay.
6 and 5.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be. It's my constitution. Hell yeah. 12, 13. So, okay, 17. Okay. Okay. Intelligence, I swear to God. Please. Okay, that is a terrible start for intelligence right there.
I just so happened to get my biggest one in my wisdom, which is gonna help.
Good. Yeah, that's gonna help a little bit.
Yeah.
This is not looking good for intelligence.
You don't need to be smart. You just need to know nature.
Well, for me, I'm a wizard.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you are a wizard. Oh no.
Oh God, this is probably my lowest one yet. Oh God, this is awful.
Hey, don't think of it as awful. Think of it
No.
as an opportunity, right?
No,
So
it
I
is
roll-
definitely
I'm
an
rolling-
opportunity.
I'm rolling 66 and then dropping the lowest value of that. and adding up
46.
4d6. That's
46.
okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Vincent was about to go super buff. It's like,
Yeah, watch out.
Yeah,
guys.
I know, right?
Watch
I don't know
out
why.
for my
I got
man.
20s on all my stats.
Ugh.
I got 25. I don't know what that. Guess I win D&D. Like,
Probably.
All right, charisma, what you got for me? Ooh, started with a 1. Ooh boy. Oh God.
I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to drop my bit rate a little bit if I can, because I'm dropping a lot of frames right now.
All right. Are we all ready? Are we all ready to share?
Yes, please.
I'm
Yes.
so ready for this character because
Wait, did y'all click next so it like add the things?
should we click next?
Not yet. We're gonna read out what we got for everything.
Okay.
So Chase, go down the line. What's your strength?
All right. So I gotta look at my modifiers that I get real quick. My strength is 13. Okay. My dexterity is 12. All right, pretty good. My constitution 18. I am a tough boy.
Okay, good.
My intelligence 9. Not too bright. And I don't know about my wizarding stuff. Wisdom 13. All right, pretty good. My charisma is a 7.
Okay. So what I want you to do now that you have this information, as far as what your like what you sort of come out to with your three characters, what I want you to do is start thinking about what this means for your character as far as role playing goes, right?
Ooh, I already know.
And of course, what I mean by that is, so if you have a really low charisma score, how does that reflect who your character is? If you have a low intelligence and you're a wizard, how did you find yourself in the role of a wizard in the first place? But don't start constructing a backstory.
Yeah.
You're thinking about how you would play this moving forward, not retroactively, right?
Got it.
All right, Vince, what were your scores?
I'm finishing the last one right now.
Okay. How about you, Brendan? Go ahead and do it for us.
Okay, so I got a 13 in strength, a dexterity of 7. So I'm probably gonna trip on a lot of stuff. Constitution 14,
Okay.
not bad.
Not bad.
Intelligence 14, so not somehow smarter than the wizard a little bit. Wisdom
Oh, all right.
of 16.
Okay, good.
That's gonna help with my druid stuff, and then a charisma of 11.
All right. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. And do you have yours yet, Vincent?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So we listen off the
Hit
base
us.
score.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a strength of 15, a dexterity of 15, constitution of 11,
Okay.
intelligence 15,
Yeah. Jesus.
wisdom
Vince.
10, charisma 11.
So what I'm hearing is Vincent's going to be playing the straight man throughout this. All right. So now go
Probably
ahead
for
and
the
hit
best,
next.
Vincent.
Go ahead and hit next.
All right. Ooh,
Cool.
backgrounds.
So now we're going to start moving to backgrounds. So if I'm not mistaken, there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4,
7.
7 of them. Yeah. So roll a let's take off haunted. Let's keep haunted one on.
Might be interesting.
Take off, like I said, whichever one you want, and just have it happen with a d6.
All right. Let's see. Which one should I take off? I'll take off Sage. I don't need Sage.
I'm taking off haunted one. I'm gonna see.
I'll
The
take off
minors are-
haunted one. I am a sage.
All right. So we have one sage,
acolyte.
an acolyte. All right,
Haunted one.
and a haunted one. Okay. So good. I'm glad that this is where we're at right now. All right. So it's gonna give you a couple of things. Go ahead and fill them out as you can. Like for instance, if you were an acolyte, it might ask you to choose like I think it's a artisan skill or something like that. Just go ahead and pick one. It doesn't really matter. I'll let this one be flavor, so it doesn't have to be random. Because right now we're sort of designing.
I'm gonna let my choose exotic language to be random. Let's see what we get.
I also want to make it random, but I
Go
don't
for it.
know.
2, 3. Primordial. Holy shit.
All right, and everything else, the character details, the physical characteristics, the personal characteristics, and notes, leave them blank. We're not going to touch those until we play. Okay?
Sounds good.
We'll fill them in later after the fact. And once you're done with that, go ahead and hit next and let me know whenever you're on the next page.
We're just picking the things from the background, nothing else, not the character details, faith.
Right. Yeah, we're not worrying about those.
Okay.
Like I said, we're gonna improvise those.
Okay, so all we're adding on this page is going to be the languages, right?
Yeah. If that's what you got.
Yeah. Do we want to share what those are yet, or
Not yet.
no?
We'll find those out. Well, Chase already said his, but we're just gonna forget that we heard that, all right?
Oh, whoops.
I already forgot.
Who am
I
I?
already forgot. That's it.
There you
I
go.
don't remember.
My B.
That's all good. All right. So once you're on the equipment page, let me know, okay?
I am on the equipment
I am
page.
on.
The page.
I am
Alright, cool.
on the equipment page.
So I will let you guys choose equipment or gold.
Wait, just. Oh, okay.
You'll click on one of those. So if you're gonna click gold, you're gonna randomize your gold. If you click equipment, then I want you to, if you have a coin, flip a coin for the ores, and then add all other starting equipment.
What if you get things for the particular background you got?
Yeah, add all of those because
Okay.
you got it for your background.
Okay. Flip a coin.
What about the class
this.
audio? Oh wait. So yeah, I have an either or for that one.
I
I have
got
to
it.
choose.
You can get a boomerang.
Oh no.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if it's like asking you like, hey, pick a martial weapon or whatever, like I said, those are gonna be too much to actually roll for. So to make it random, if you want to, just like close your eyes and like touch your computer screen, and wherever you sort of land on is what you get. If you don't want it to be random and you want it to be more flavor-wise, go ahead and pick that out now.
I'm trying to make it as random as possible.
Wait.
I found it a lot more enjoyable.
What is that?
Absolutely.
Just add some attuned magic items.
Perfect. I have a mace and a wooden
Yeah,
shield.
I just closed my eyes and got a mace as well.
Oh my god. What is happening?
I have
We
a
are-
dagger and a staff.
Amazing. All right. Let me know whenever you're all the way through with everything.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right. It should like collapse everything. You're gonna hit next.
Do I hit add starting equipment at the bottom?
Yeah. Hit add starting equipment, and then hit next.
Oh, now we need name.
All right. So hit view character sheet, and it'll bring up the character sheet. And for those of you guys watching, now if you refresh the stream, once everyone is viewing their character sheet, it should all update for you.
Hopefully.
Hey, how high should our HP be?
What's it at right now for you?
Yeah,
Mine says 2. Yeah.
Mine says
Okay,
4.
sorry. It should be your maximum hit die plus. So go to HP management.
Oh, wait. Where?
From here?
Click on your hit points in the top right hand corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there
You're
you
gonna go to override max HP in the bottom, and it's your hit die. So for druids, I believe that's a D6. For wizard, I believe it's a D4.
go.
I
Okay.
think
That
it's
was
a
a D8.
So D4 plus
for
what?
Wizards, D8 for druids.
It's D8 for druids.
Yeah, and D6 for
wizards.
wizards.
Okay, so it's gonna be 6 plus your Constitution modifier.
Oh, I'm at 10. Nice.
4 plus. Oh, it's 5. Heck yeah. So I hit override, enter that amount, and that's it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yep, and you hit enter. You should be fine.
Man, I really be out
It
here.
should update in the top right corner.
What?
What?
No, you like cracked out on my
Did it
screen.
update?
So it's the max hit die plus our modifier.
Yeah.
Well, it should be 10 then, right? So 8 plus 2. Does that sound right?
When you override, it doesn't
Yeah.
add your modifiers or
Okay.
anything, so you gotta just
Gotta do
it.
yourself.
Oh, you have to do it yourself. Okay, there you go.
Computers can't do all the math for us.
Yeah, well, not like that's why we built them.
Maybe one day.
Who knows? Maybe one day in the future. Okay, so characters should be done. Like I said, if you refresh the stream, you should be able to get it updated in the D&D Beyond extension. If it's not working, then we'll figure that out next time. If you look up the campaign called The Final Rule on D&D Beyond, you should be able to see all these character sheets there. We made them all public so that you guys can keep track of where we are between campaigns and stuff like that as well. So that's all the boring, crunchy stuff out of the way.
Woo-hoo.
What we now have is sort of a blank slate as far as story goes, and then these mechanical shells for characters, which is exactly where we want to be right now. Okay, so where I am being told that it's still not working on either stream.
Okay.
So we're going to have to look at that after the fact. We enabled them last time whenever we checked on test. It was working, but we'll figure that out next week whenever we go to stream. Until then, use your imagination. I know, right? Apparently on your stream, Chase, there's a character called Test available.
There is.
So maybe we have to refresh our streams, but we're not going to do that right now. We'll figure that out. Like I said, there should be. We'll make sure it's up to date next week.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the actual role playing of things, shall we?
Woohoo!
All right. So what I'm going to need from people watching, either on Chase's stream or on mine, is a suggestion. Now, a suggestion is one word. It can be any word at all. It doesn't matter. And we're going to take that word and we're going to use it to start improvising based off of the suggestion. And part of that is working to the height of our intelligence, making sure that whatever word you throw out there is something that we can work with. Chase is going to be watching his chat. I'm going to be watching mine. Whenever we see a word pop up for any sort of suggestion, we're going to immediately go with it. We're going to start improvising. We're going to play for about probably, if I had to guess, about 30 more minutes to about an hour more. And then we're going to find a good place to end. We'll come back next week and we'll be playing for about 2 hours next week or so.
Yeah, boy.
All right. So
Pyramid.
Pyramid is our suggestion.
That was so fast.
All right. Cool.
Astralis Urana, I think, is the person's name. They suggested pyramid.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah.
What a great suggestion.
You each individually have been traveling through the desert for weeks on end. You've been traveling with a caravan that you sort of joined in motion through one of the desert outposts on the far end of the continent. This desert is said to contain many wonderful treasures, some of which have never been seen before by the eyes, some of which are only existing in mythos and legend. But you individually have your own reasons for traveling through this desert, for joining this caravan, and for risking your life in order to discover something greater than yourselves. One day you sit down for a camp beneath the shadow of a great pyramid, wondering to yourself, maybe here we will find something more than dust and broken pottery. Maybe here you will find what you've been searching for. And as you gather around the campfire and the cook begins to slowly cook a meal for you, you glance around at the other people who have joined you in your party. Not for the first time, maybe for the second, third. As the nights go on, they blend together. You have no idea how many times you have set up this exact camp with these exact people, or even if these are the people who started off with you, or if they joined along the way. What you do know, though, is this time, now that there is something to look forward to, you are looking at them with new eyes. And what I want you to do is describe physically for each of us what everyone sees for your character. So Chase, whenever Vincent and Brendan's characters look at your character, what do they see?
All right, what they see is so I'm sitting on the ground. You know, I got this kind of old tattered robe. It almost doesn't necessarily look like it fits me. It looks like I almost maybe took it from someone. Who knows? And I've got this nice wizardy pointy hat because all wizards have pointy hats. And I don't look very strong for a half orc. I look actually pretty average. It's it's not like how people would think orcs are big and strong, gonna rip you apart. It's just half orc, kind of on the skinny side. He's kind of just chilling, watching the fire.
All right. As far as skin tone, what sort of skin tone?
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll go with kind of a pale gray.
All right, a pale gray. Any hair?
Yes, he has long flowing hair. Long,
Okay.
long he has long flowing blonde hair.
Incredible. Is it like a bleach blonde, like almost like Fabio style hair, or is it like?
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent. That's what I like to hear. All right. So next, Vincent, why don't you describe your character to us?
So, Earth Genasi, all right? So, pretty earthy. My skin, I imagine, is like kind of gray, brownish because of the earth that runs within me, I imagine. I'm actually bald entirely. I use dirt to draw eyebrows on my head because it helps with expression.
Incredible.
Hair grows nowhere on my body. Unfortunately, like because Chase's character has all the hair. I figure it's perfect. I have no hair except for when I create. So it's kind of like makeup with the dirt, and I've gotten pretty good at it over a while. So I have like the eyebrows look pretty gross. That's the fact that they're flat on my face.
Okay.
I am wearing clothing. That's important to mention. It's a good pair of trousers. You know, maybe it's not typical for druids to wear some good pants, but like, you know, I got some good pants. I have some boots on. I made from tree bark and some leather, I bet. And then for a shirt, it's just kind of like a bed sheet. I kind of sleep in it also. I clean it.
Okay.
I clean it. But like that's what I got going on.
All right, excellent. And finally, last but not least, Brendan, why don't you describe to us what your character looks like?
My character is like Chase's character, not very strong for a half orc. Maybe like big because he's a half orc, but probably got a little bit of a belly. Not we're not talking like a beer belly here, but definitely could lose a little bit of weight. He's probably more to himself, and he's wearing just tight brown leather pants. And like and like just like a more loose fitting just like kind of like brownish beigeish loose tunic with a some kind of reptilian leather vest over, and he's got grayish with like a hint of like orangey yellow skin with like a dirty blonde beard, and there's kind of like maybe bits of flowers and not we're not talking Coachella flowers, but just like just bits of earth of some kind in here, and then he's got like shoulder length dirty blonde hair.
All right, cool.
I love how we both went with blonde hair.
Yeah,
I'm beginning to think there's a connection between you two.
There probably is a connection.
Probably.
All right. So as you guys are sort of sitting around eyeing each other up, wondering what tomorrow will bring, because the night is starting to fall over the desert, and you know that soon the bitter chill of the desert wind will overtake the searing heat. You see someone stride up who is dressed in loose, not loose-fitting, but sort of worn and well-used leather armor. He walks up to the fire where everyone's sitting, and he sort of glances around. And for those of you who joined the caravan at the trading post, you'll recognize this as sort of the head guard of the caravan. His name is going to be Sage Broussard. His name is Sage Broussard, right? He is a human, standing at about, let's say, 5'10" or so. Sage is not necessarily a super imposing figure, but he's also the type of person that you don't want to sort of double cross, because you have a feeling he knows how to handle himself in a fight, judging by the various gashes and scars in his leather armor, and the one nasty scar he has trailing down the right side of his cheek. He sort of glances at everybody, and he pulls out a piece of parchment and unfurls it, and he says, let's see, what sort of voice would Sage have? Excuse me, everyone. I have something here that I need to make sure I'm double checking. this is a roster that everyone signed on to whenever they joined this caravan, agreeing that the let's call it the Rosemary Corporation has 15% of all profit that we find here. I just wanted to make sure that we're all still in agreement with that. I have your signatures here. We all should still be in agreement. But if you guys want to skedaddle, now's your chance. I'm just going to read off some names here. First off, we have, and Chase, now's your time to make up a name. Make up a name for yourself.
Don't
think dude.
Dorvis.
Dorvis?
Dorvis.
Can you spell that for me? Can you spell that for me, Dorvis?
Dorvis.
All right, so we got Dorvis. Do you have a last name Dorvis, or are you a first name kind of guy?
I'm just a first name sort of guy.
All right, so he Sage sort of looks at his parchment, and he reads in very rough writing. You can tell that he's very clearly trying to make out some sort of like chicken scratch scrawl that's on it. And he picks out a couple of letters and he says, do we have a Dorvis here?
Yeah, that's me.
And he looks over at you and says, are you okay, son? It seems like you're a little bit worse for wear. Has the desert been treating you too harshly?
No, I'm fine. I swear I'm fine.
All right. And he sort of looks at you one more time, and he nods his head over towards the food, like maybe you should have another bowl of it. And then he goes on to the next name. All right, next up we have and Vincent, now's your chance to shine.
Walter Tang.
Walter Tang.
Love it.
All right. So he looks and he's using like relatively like it's nicer handwriting. Like not like perfect penmanship. You obviously didn't study calligraphy, but he says, "All right, we have a Walter Tang here. Walter, are you here?"
Yeah. I'm right here, man. What do you need me for?
He just like sort of gives you a side eye and he goes, "All right, glad that you're here." And then he finally
man,
says,
I am here. I'm right here.
Awesome. And he looks down.
Anytime.
He reads off a couple more names. Out of those names, you're gonna hear a couple more. Like you hear a Jeremy Southdown.
You hear Bumpkin Bonivis.
You hear Bumpkin Bonivis. You hear a Sharon Shortly. And finally, he's going to get he rattles off a couple more names. You guys sort of fade in and out of paying attention to it. And then finally, he gets to the bottom of the list, and it seems like maybe the last person who joined the caravan or the first one. We're not really sure which one right now, depending on how it was ordered. We finally have, what's the name, Brendan?
Brooke Pendleton.
Brooke Pendleton. All right. He looks at what actually ends up being like really flowy, nice handwriting, and he says, "And do we have a Brooke Pendleton here?"
Yeah, that's me.
Say, Brooke, you have some nice handwriting for you know.
Oh, what?
Just you're kind of a big guy, and you have really nice. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's all right. I'm glad that you're on board.
How nice is it, man?
It's
Tell me, is it like how nice are we talking?
So we're talking like if you were like let's think of this.
That was Walter
like,
asking, by the way. That was me. That was
okay. So he looks and he sort of turns it around like the parchment. And you see the signature at the bottom of it and like a little blurb that's like, yeah, I agree that the Rosemary Corporation gets 15% of everything that we find. Blah blah blah. But I get to keep any sort of research notes that I find along the way. And then you look at all the print and you swear that it's like an old like Bible, right? Like the really nice, like flowing, slightly slanted, like Gothic fonts, like super nice. Like all like the serifs are all like exactly curled where they should be. Everything is like you are honestly very impressed by this handwriting. And so Sage sort of curls up the parchment, reseals it, puts it back into his parchment pouch, and he says, "Now we have no idea what we're going to get into whenever we break into that pyramid in the morning." What was that, Vincent?
I've seen better.
I don't know.
You see better?
I mean,
Okay.
I'm lying, but like it's okay.
I'm well versed, and I do enjoy a little bit of writing on my own time.
That's nice.
Probably looks like it.
Yeah. Sage is just gonna sort of like start to trot off, and he goes, "We don't know what we're gonna find in that pyramid whenever we break open the tomb tomorrow morning, so be prepared for anything. In the meantime, get to know each other. You're gonna have each other's backs during this expedition, so I expect you guys to be on the same page at all times. And remember, here on this expedition, Rosemary Corp does not accept any casualties on the job, and if we do, then you never existed in the first place. Sound good?"
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man.
All right, he goes,
All good.
"You guys have a good night." And he's going to start walking off to the distance. We have a couple of tents set up in the back, but the fire is still relatively fresh. The night just started to set in, so it's not too cold to stay out right now. There's still enough time to sort of meet the people who you're going to sort of be protecting and who's going to have your backs whenever you go to break into this tomb in the morrow.
Is he gone? He scares the crud out of me.
I don't much like that scar on his face.
It really makes me nervous. I don't like it.
He's got a stick stuck up his ass. I wish
He just needs to chill out for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish that too, honestly. Oh, my name's Dorvis. I mean, you probably already heard that, I'm sure.
Dorvis.
Yeah.
Dorvis what?
It's just Dorvis. It's
Just
Dorvis.
Dorvis. All right.
Yeah.
I'm Walter Tang, man.
Oh, nice to meet you, Walter.
That's one of the most gnarly names I've ever heard in quite some time. Dorvis, I feel like we're related somehow. You look like you might be one of my cousins or something.
Yeah,
why would you say that?
I'm confused who I'm talking to right now because y'all look both so similar.
Well, no, I wouldn't say we're similar. I mean, I've got a bunch of hair here. He's got a beard. I don't know what you mean by that.
I mean, I see long blonde hair, and I'm seeing like y'all are looking like almost the same person to me.
I really don't see it. My hair's like bleach blonde. His beard's like dirty blonde. I don't see it.
Oh my gosh, I was confused. Honestly, what was your name? Who am I confusing? What's your name again? Dorvis. Who am I confusing?
It's
Dorvis.
Dorvis. Yeah, it's Dorvis.
I'm Brooke. You know, I'm the cool guy, right?
Oh, with the
I see me
penmanship.
doing.
Oh, you had the fancy name. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my mama's name, but I'm the one. We do Tai Chi.
Wait,
in
Brooke.
the morning.
Wait, Brooke. Wait, Brooke was your mother's name?
No way.
Oh, okay.
My
I
mother's
was
name.
confused.
Far out. I'm
Yeah.
liking that.
I actually really like the idea of Brooke being like Brooke Pendleton the second, named after the mother instead of the father in this case. I like the idea that's sort of a convention that like half orcs sort of go with in certain tribes. I really like that actually.
Sure, y'all are brothers or something. Like I'm seeing double here. Like it's something's not right. It's not. Do I need to get?
I mean,
get my
if
my
we are, I don't know,
prescription
man. I really don't see it.
I think Dorvis is a little grayer than me, but
Yeah, I mean, our skin tones are different. I mean, are you kind of appropriating our culture here? I mean, we're both half orcs, but like, come on, man.
I would never do that.
Oh, would you?
Never do.
All right.
Never. I'm Walter Tang. Walter Tang doesn't do that, man.
All right, Walter.
all of a sudden, Walter Tang looks like every other Earth Genasi I've seen.
Hold on.
I'm just saying.
Height of your intelligence, guys. Height of your intelligence, please.
Oh,
I'm
please
very
stop.
bald right now. Through unnatural means,
bald.
mind you.
All right. So at this point in time, a short but like stately woman. You can't really tell if it's gonna be like a halfling or like a dwarf because she's decked out, despite the desert heat and the cold nights, decked out in like half plate and chain armor. Like starts strolling over to the fire, sort of casually swinging a small hammer around her finger, and she strolls up to the fire, and she looks at everybody and she says, "Now I know that I haven't been hearing a bunch of people over here gossiping and chit-chatting whenever we have serious work to be doing, preparing for that tomb investigation tomorrow morning.
We're
I
just
heard nothing from us.
we're making friends. That's
what
what
do we gotta
that's what
do?
the guy said.
Oh, friends. Did I just hear you say friends? I could
Yeah,
have
man.
sworn I heard you just say the word that you were making friends.
I mean,
We're
is-
not here to make friends.
Is that
We're
wrong?
here to turn a profit. We're here to discover ancient tombs, uncover old gods. We're here to have a goddamn adventure. And adventuring
some
doesn't
friends.
have friends.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Some pals, some good bros you make along the way, you know.
yeah,
I feel like they go hand in hand.
yeah, I agree. Honestly,
I mean, wouldn't we be stronger as a party, if you will, if we,
Now,
you
now
know,
you
knew one
listen
another
here.
to a
You
certain
listen to me right now. I've been
Sure.
on more adventures than I can count on my hands. And she holds up her gauntlets. You can see that she's missing like 2 fingers on this hand, like 1 finger here.
Yeah,
And she
I
says,
bet.
and I will tell you, first and foremost, making parties is making yourself a plan for failure. That's what making parties is. That's what having friends does. Because they abandon you, they die, they get eaten by mountain trolls. Look, I'm not going to get into it
Oh,
right
no.
Who
now.
hurt you?
Okay.
Did
All
you
I'm
lose
saying is
someone?
that you do best to stay on your
I'll-
own, watch each other's
I'll-
back, and remember that Rosemary Corp gets 15% of whatever you find.
Hey, I'll listen if you want to talk. Like, I'm right here. I got nothing else to do except for this exposition. So I mean, like, it's
I'm done talking to you. And she turns around and just walks back to the tents.
well, I'm
Like-
not done listening.
you know, it's really trying to be open and honest with people that I feel like really just, you need to do it sometimes.
They
Yeah.
just don't see the way we see.
I guess not.
You're right. And the thing of being honest, I was being kind of a racist jerk earlier. I'll do my best to
You know what, Walter? It's okay. It happened. It happens. You know, at least you can see it and you can address it. You know, it's
Props
important.
to you for catching yourself, Walter. I know
Yeah.
it gets hard sometimes.
Anyways, it sucks that they're gonna take 15%.
Yeah, I don't like that one bit. Like I like having every bit of what I earned.
They-
I'm all about spreading the wealth to everybody, but sometimes there's a damn scarab in the
I mean,
desert out here flying around me.
To be fair, they kind of coerced me into being in here. I didn't want to do this. They kind of were just like, "We need people, and you're gonna do it." I'm like, "Okay," and well, they were really intimidating. They didn't really take no for an answer.
I didn't really mean to show up. I just kind of started walking and walked onto. I just kind of walked onto like a wagon. It just left. I'm like, hell yeah, I guess I'm here. They said sign your name. I'm like, yeah, I love getting out my autograph. So
Oh.
here, I guess they heard of me or something somewhere.
I can relate to that. You know, going with the flow and stuff. I think I left to go take a little walk through the forest. I do enjoy myself a nice walk through the forest and
Good little romp.
I was romping around and wound up
Hey.
in the caravan. I think that's why I was last on the list, or first, or whichever it was. But I'm here now, and I'm just gonna keep on going where everything takes me, I suppose.
I was just trying to stop in a town, and they just stopped me and took me.
Hey, Chase, what was the name of that town?
Town was Tilvis.
Tilvis?
Tilvis.
Tilvis, I think
Tilvis Town.
Tilvis Town. That's what it
I knew
is.
a guy from Tilvis Town. His name was Timmy. Timmy from Tilvis Town. We called him Timmy Tilvis Town. We called him. Oh man, that Timmy Tilvis Town is a real tattletale. Oh man.
Timmy Tilvis Town, the Tattletale.
I might have ran into him on the road once or twice.
I need to get better with these names. I've literally put Vis on 2 things so far.
It's okay.
It's on the spot.
We'll hit our stride and it'll be great. So you guys are all sitting around, sort of, shooting the shit, waiting for the journey to actually officially begin in the morning. When suddenly you all think that you hear. It starts out faint at first. Really quickly, check your character sheets. Who has the highest passive perception? It's your perception modifier plus 10.
That
Perception.
Percep- I'm a
11.
I'm at 12.
I have a passive perception of 15.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, actually,
No.
Brooke, you hear this first, Brooke. You hear what sounds like somebody screaming coming from around the front of the pyramid. It's distant at first, And like at first you may think it's like a mosquito, one of them desert mosquitoes sort of flying around your ear. You like go to swat it away. That scarab you were talking about earlier, you were trying to swat it away, but then you realize that it's still there. And at first, shit, I have tinnitus. Too many loud bard concerts back in the day. All the festivals that you went to as a youth started coming back to haunt you. But then no, you start to really hear it, and you think that someone's screaming from inside of the pyramid.
Hey, y'all hear that by chance?
Hear what?
Maybe I'm going a little crazy. I think someone's screaming or something
Screaming?
by the inside of the pyramid.
Can I roll for perception?
Absolutely, you can.
Awesome. I'm going to roll for perception to try and figure out if I can hear this. You're not. All right.
Take my word for it.
Walter,
I got a net 1.
Walter's just kind of hanging out.
You got a nat 1?
I got a nat 1.
Oh boy, Dorvis, you are assured that nothing. In fact, you have this problem with your left ear, which is the ear that's facing towards the pyramid, where every now and then, like you have to like check it by snapping near it, and you just don't hear anything from there. Every now and then it sort of kicks in and kicks out. And this might be one of those moments. But you are positive that nothing is coming from that pyramid. And Walter, you are not even bothering. You're having a good time talking to these people. You don't want anything to distract you from it.
Yeah, Brooke, I don't hear anything. I mean, my left ear has some problems, but I'm pretty sure it's working right now, and I just don't hear anything.
Something ain't gonna sit right with me if I don't check up on it.
The corporation ain't gonna like that if we leave.
Yeah, we can't leave. They said for us.
Mr. Rosemary's gonna hate that.
Yeah, they said to rest here, and we're gonna do stuff in the morning. We can't go off doing our own thing because then we violate the contract.
Oh, the contract.
Which they literally made me sign.
There's got to be some kind of law about that. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, I wish there was.
Honestly, the country of Grendel has really gone down in the representation of its individuals.
Yeah, I feel like we need to start a movement, honestly. But besides
hold on. I think Vincent just gave us the name of the country. What did you call it?
Grendel.
Grendel. The country's name is Grendel. We are existing in the country of Grendel.
As many H's as possible. So GHREHNDHELH.
Oh my lord!
All right, you got it. That is now set in stone. We are in the Great Desert of Grendel, which spans the middle part of the entire continent. Sort of, continent looks, or the way that the country looks rather, is that there's green all the way encircling this desert, but for whatever reason, the middle of this country is all just completely barren wastelands. It's sort of crags on the outskirts, and then sort of enters into this basin that's all sandy.
Probably magical origin, maybe.
Who knows? This is just really the way that it's always been. This is just the way that Grendel is.
No Grendel.
Oh, Grendel, always staying in its own ways, never wanting to change.
That's so Grendel.
Anyways.
What were you saying, Brendan?
I was saying it ain't going to sit right with me. I don't think I'll be able to sleep at night and wake up and do my meditation and Tai Chi tomorrow if I'm not trying to wander off, mosey, and do my own thing, but I do, just for peace of mind, make sure ain't nothing over there.
Well, I mean,
okay, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to leave you just going off on your own, because then we'll have to kind of explain why you left. So we might as well just check it out and then come back. We can formulate a story. I mean, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well,
let's go, guys.
Let's go, please.
Yeah.
Do I still hear screaming?
Yeah, no, it's still going. Every now and then it'll die down a little bit, but someone is really having trouble right now.
I'm glad y'all agreed to go because I wouldn't have been able to sleep.
Nope, still not working.
Still here. This person's been in trouble for a while.
Let's see who's right. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Yeah. So the three of you sort of glance around. Nobody's watching. Most people are asleep at this point, already bundled up to sort of escape the unfortunate freezing temperatures that the desert gets to at the night. But the three of you sort of gather everything up. You have all of your equipment and supplies. And you sneak away from the camp, away from the fire. Does anybody put out the fire, or do you guys just walk away?
No, just walk away.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys are just like, somebody else will take care of it. We're out.
What are we gonna do? Burn sand?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
All right. So you guys walk. The pyramid. We'll say that the pyramid is about. You guys camped about a quarter mile away from the pyramid, so it takes, I don't know, maybe 5, 7 to 10 minutes to get there. Uh, and sure enough, whenever you start to enter into closer and closer to the pyramid, where you're about 500 or so feet out, both of you. Well, not Dorvis, Walter. You, despite your best efforts not to, start to hear the screaming as well. Dorvis, that ear, man, is giving you a lot of trouble. You're still not hearing anything. You're not convinced that these two just aren't a little bit not quite right up there.
There it is. Wow, someone's really having a hard time. I don't know.
Guys, I really don't hear anything. And it's like my left ear that gives me problems. I don't know what's going on with my right ear.
All right, so you guys mosey up to the sort of there's a sealed entrance to the tomb. It has some runes sort of carved into the outside of it, but it looks like it's just like a solid stone wall that maybe 4 or 5 people could move if they tried really, really hard. But you guys take one look at Dorvis and you realize that the 3 of you are not going to be able to move this thing out of the way. But if you listen real hard, there's definitely screaming coming from behind it. It sounds like maybe there's a cave-in or something. Some other people were exploring it, but it sounds like somebody's trapped in there.
Wait, guys, hold on. I saw this in a theater production once. I walk up to the door.
In a theater production once. I hate it.
And I pull out my staff, and I knock on it in a rhythm like this.
You wait. And you wait, and then suddenly the runes along the side start to glow.
Damn it.
Oh my god.
And it completes them, and the entire stone splits down the middle like a deep crack, and the stone swings inward. And clear as day now, you're sure that even the people back at there is a high-pitched, just screaming noise coming from inside. Somebody's in there, and you think that you see further into the actual tomb itself. Maybe like a light that's flickering, torch, maybe a lantern, something or someone is in there.
You know,
was the theater production you saw a musical? Because I mean that was pretty rhythmic. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I travel a lot, so I mean, one production it was like I don't know, the Pyramids at Large. It was called, I think, and it was it was
weird. What are the other songs you heard in that? It
was this one was called Knock Knock Who's There, Tutankhamun. This one, there was another one called Whoops, There's the Sand There. Look at it.
I heard one of those. Leave me and my mummy alone. Like
that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was one of the singles that really topped off. Like
yeah. Anyways, I'm really surprised that worked, guys.
Yeah. Was that some kind of like arcane spell or something? I ain't never seen no one do that from like.
I honestly couldn't tell you, but now I'm starting to think that there was more to that theater production than I originally thought.
Some kind of
maybe
production.
Anyways, I still don't hear shit. So.
No, you hear it this
point. Oh, I hear it now. Great. Oh, I hear it now.
There it is.
Yeah.
Was there a song about screaming?
That's what that was.
Was there a song about screaming in that show?
There wasn't any screaming in that show. I will give it that.
Weird.
It was very weird. This is taking a much different turn.
Oh.
All right.
I'm just gonna nod briskly and start walking towards.
The light.
Hey, don't leave without me, brother. Let's go.
No, all right, let's go.
All 3 of you make your way in there.
Walk in there.
All right. So you guys are walking. Let's just say as a general note, and be completely honest with me, how aware would your characters be, say, if there were traps?
Oh, wait.
Not that way.
Wait.
Passive sort of.
Wait, did Glenn freeze for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
He's like.
Not that one.
Give me a kiss.
Yeah, you froze a bit.
I think you're back. You're
Oh,
back.
I froze a little bit. Okay, sorry. What I was asking was, so whenever you walk in, are you like actively searching for traps, or are you just sort of letting your passive senses sort of dictate, or are you like, what's your awareness level of what dangers might be in a tomb that you're walking into. All right, so we're getting a 0 from Walter.
Walter is not
Oh,
paying any attention.
so should I roll for this, or should I decide that I'm?
Decide based off of your stat.
Oh, based off my stat. Well, I have a perception of.
It's off my stat. Well, I'm gonna stick with 0 because that's what I said. But
My perception.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
My perception is a +1. I'm gonna.
Well, not just perception, but like intelligent. Like, are you have traps? Do you care that tombs have traps? Are you smart enough to realize what sort of traps might be in here, sort of thing?
I am overly aware that traps are in here, so much so that it's making it hard for me to know where traps are because I'm kind of terrified.
You're so paranoid. You think everything's a trap.
Yes.
You're not going to see one that's right in front of you.
Yes.
I like that.
I think because Brooke is so perceptive and because he's such a chill dude, he'd probably be like, I feel like about when the time comes, I'll notice a trap if I'm nearby.
Guys, this isn't anything like the pyramids at large.
All right, so you guys walk in, and after about like say 20 steps in, who's in the front?
I'm not.
Someone said they walked in first. I think Brooke said they walked in first.
Okay,
So
then I'm in front.
Is Dorvis or Brooke in the front?
Brooke, you'd probably take the lead, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I kind of like, I was like, we're musicals, that's nice. I'm going to walk in now.
Yeah, totally. All right, so Brooke, you walk in, you get about, say, like 20 steps in, and you feel one of the stones sort of sink underneath your weight. Go ahead and give me a dexterity save.
That's the thing that I'm not very good at.
Brooke, watch out, there's a trap.
Oh, let's go spark for a song. Whoa, there's a sand. Watch out for the sand right there.
Hey, this is exactly in the tune of.
Weird.
14
at large.
Oh, my lord.
minus 2.
Okay, you got a 14?
14 minus 2.
So 12. Okay. All right. So you step, you feel it sink, and you pretty much it takes you like a second to sort of realize that that's what that was. It wasn't like sand shifting underneath your feet or anything like that. And you immediately step to the side. But there's a very tense moment where you're not entirely sure what is going to happen. But then it seems like everything's actually more or less okay until you hear the sound of stone sliding against stone. And it suddenly becomes much darker in this hallway than it was before as the door shuts behind you.
No. Oh. Wait, guys.
Is this in the musical?
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, this was not in the musical. Let me try to knock on the door again.
Nothing happens.
Oh, no. Okay, guys, we're stuck.
Nice.
Well-
I always wanted a new house. This is great.
Yeah. On the bright side, whenever we do die, we'll be in our tomb already.
There we go. That's positive thinking.
Oh, God.
Although,
What if
on
there's
the
a trap
real-
here? What if it's...
on the real,
Ah.
I don't want to die in here.
I don't want to
Like,
die.
Like, I
Keep it
really
light,
don't,
y'all. Keep it light.
I really don't want to die.
Oh my gosh. Do I have spells or anything?
Do we have any torches? That's a good point.
We're not. Don't worry. So for spells, just worry about cantrips right now. I'm not gonna. I promise you, I'm not gonna throw anything at you for the session 0.5 until we get all this settled. That's gonna require you to do like any sort of high level spells. Focus on cantrips. What's up,
I have a torch.
Chase?
Yeah.
Yes, you have a torch.
I'm gonna light a torch because I'm terrified and I need to see things right now.
Okay.
It's alright, I got a torch.
Torch gets lit. You see that there are runes sort of traveling all along the hallways immediately next to you, and that very very clearly the stone that you stepped on was like a different color than the rest of the stones. And if you were like actively looking for it, you would have easily been like, oh, probably shouldn't step on that one. But the doors are already shut, and it looks like you have a clear shot ahead of you, about another 30 or so feet until the light sort of in the middle of what appears to be a room that's open in front of you that you can't quite see a lot of detail of because the light is very faint.
All right. I'll start walking toward it.
I hesitantly walk behind them.
I'll kind of like nudge Dorvis. Is like, I mean, where else are we gonna go, brother?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's another door. This place makes me uncomfortable, alright?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the screaming is getting louder and louder.
I hear it now.
Oh yeah, no, everyone's very aware of the hearing. Now that the door is shut, it's like an echo chamber in here where all you hear is just screaming, like just constantly, right? So as you sort of walk closer to the fire, you start to realize that the screaming stops sounding like a human and starts sounding like, you know that thing that you used to do? You know how people whistle like this, and like what it is like wind escaping through a very small channel traveling through like a very small gap where it's pressurized as it comes out and creates like a really high pitched like whistling noise. Yeah, you walk into this chamber and you do find a lantern that's upturned and the light is still burning in it. However, the screaming noise, even if you look up, you can see a little bit to the outside, and it sounds like it's just wind going through a bunch of rocks that just got amplified by the inside of this tomb. That was so loud it came out the other side, and it sounds like screaming from far away, but really all it was just some wind. But there is a lantern in here, and generally, from what you understand, the ancients that lived in this general area weren't the kind of people who have lanterns burning for thousands of years after they're gone.
All right, well, no one's gonna need this, and I go grab it.
Wait, is that from anyone in our group?
Maybe.
Did someone walk in here before us?
Probably.
How'd they know the knock code?
I mean, it was a musical.
Walter, you have an antique brass lantern now.
Oh yeah.
You eating a Kit Kat?
All right. So you guys are all in this chamber. Do you want to take a look around? There are a couple of ways out from various ways. Like if say like there's a map that's oriented like this way north, and you've been traveling south to the north, this chamber is probably about like 30 feet by 30 feet. Like it's pretty massive, and on each of the cardinal directions is an exit. You just came from the south one. There's one to the east and one to the west, one to the north as well. The north one, it seems like, is actually sloping upward and makes a sharp turn around. That's sort of what you can see looking down there. The left and right ones seem like they're pretty level as far as they go out.
Well, I mean, nowhere to go but forward into one of these places.
Okay, I'm gonna hold the lamp forward and just keep going.
Wait, is the lamp brighter than my torch?
They're about the same luminosity, I would say.
Okay, should I just keep my torch out, or
if you want to?
I'll put the torch away. Well, no, I'll keep it out. My character would keep it out.
Do Earth Genasi have dark vision, Vincent? Does your guy have dark vision?
Let me check. That's a good question.
Because I know me and Dorvis do.
Oh, we have dark vision?
Yeah.
Oh, so, well.
You can see like the lantern still helps, but I'm, like from what I know is it makes darkness turn into dim light, and then dim light turn into like bright light. So
I don't think I have.
The lantern's giving off bright light in it's turned out about 10 feet of bright light, dim light to about 50 feet, and then everything else is gonna be dark.
I don't think I have dark vision, so.
No. So you definitely need the lantern.
Yeah.
Dorvis and Brooke, you guys are gonna be fine.
I still have it out.
So you guys are in the middle of this. So in the middle where the lantern was resting, it looks like there's some sort of altar. It's relatively plain, not much sort of designed on the altar. Like it just seems like it's hewn out of the sandstone that was here, maybe from a quarry a little bit farther away, but certainly nothing that you would guess is inherently ceremonial or magical or anything like that. It just seems to be like it's just sort of there. And on the four corners, one of them is broken, and that's sort of where the collapse is, where you can see outside. There's four big pillars. Think like Corinthian pillars, you know, or I guess they'd be more like Doric, like the really plain ones that sort of bulge in the middle and are. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like not the ones that are hewn that have like the little divots and stuff like that in it. Just like standard pillars going all the way up. The roof is about 50 feet up from you. And like so one of them is sort of collapsed. The structure's holding for the most part. But like I said, there's a little bit you can see a little bit outside just up, and that's going to be the northeast sort of section of it.
Okay.
And then there are 3 exits out of here, it looks like.
Well, if we're trying to leave, we should probably go down
pretty,
the one.
Guys.
Wait, what?
I said it's really pretty in here.
Oh yeah. Well, what path should we go down, guys? I mean, 2 of the paths just go kind of flat. The other one goes upwards.
Upwards.
We're going.
Well, like, people always say, "What's up?" Right?
They say what's up.
They say what's up. All right, we're going up.
So,
I hate that. I love it.
Makes
All
sense.
right. So you guys grab the lantern, you swing it around. You know, what's up is right. I have a feeling that's going to be the tone of this entire thing. And you start heading up the slope. And you see that the sharp corner that turns is actually just leading to another slope. So it's like a staircase without any stairs, just a bunch of ramps up. And it goes up. There's a couple more turns as it continues to go up, but then it eventually opens up into another chamber. You're guessing probably the floor of this is the roof of where you just were. And inside of this chamber, you see another 4 pillars, sort of. This time they're only about 20 feet up or so, as it nears sort of the top of the pyramid. And you walk in. The pillars are there. It's dark everywhere. That's the lantern's not shining, or the torch isn't shining. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be much else in this room. Some broken pottery, and then a couple of slabs. It looks like maybe like coffins of some sort. Nothing super ornate about them, but they're slabs that have a bunch of heavy lids on them. We'll say there's 3 of them in the room, in the middle, sort of like a Triforce almost.
All right. I think I remember this from the pyramids at large. So there's.
The musical really was a hit or miss thing. Like, I think it was helpful or it wasn't to certain degrees. Maybe.
But this was definitely there were these 3 things that could be opened, and.
Oh wait.
I remember the lead. He was like, "I'm taking it all with me," and he opened all of them, and, well, he honestly just got to take it home. That was the end of the musical. So I mean,
not a lot. Well, let's see if.
So I mean, I think if we open them all, I don't think anything's gonna stop us.
Take it home. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
No, let's. Well, what do you think, Brooke? You like that idea?
I don't not like that idea. I don't see any harm in it.
I mean, think about it. I mean, if we take it now, we don't have to deal with the 15%. We just go.
That's true. And if it was never here to begin with, that means they can't take it. That means you already have it. That's so easy. Let's do it.
All right.
Y'all y'all sold me on it. So I'm with y'all.
All right.
Okay. Does anybody have any tools that you can use to pry a lid off of something?
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna knock on one. I go over to one and knock on it.
You wait for a second. You wait for a couple of seconds. At first, nothing happens, and then suddenly, hidden glyphs start to appear around the edge, and the top flings itself off in an opposite direction of you, so it doesn't hit you. Don't worry about it. But it flings itself off to the side, and inside reveals what appears to be just like an empty sarcophagus.
Love it.
Okay, well now it's different. See, that musical is hit or miss. I mean,
it was right about that much. I mean, it's free for the taking. You know, all this air.
yeah.
That's one hell of a way to look at it, brother. I never thought about getting free air before.
I got a good sniff.
We're providing more air to the desert because we've opened it from its sarcophagus, as they would say.
If there's one thing better than air, it's air vintage. It's aged.
Vintage air.
You're right. Well,
man, I'm start dealing with vintage. People pay a lot for vintage air nowadays.
yeah, we might want to bottle this up. Does anyone have a bottle?
That's a good idea. I want to see it. I got a bottle. I was like, all right, let's like I just
Scoop.
So
it.
you just opened one of the sarcophagi right now, right?
Yes.
Brooke, I'll walk over to the second one and I'll try and replicate that.
Same thing. A couple seconds takes by. It's almost like whenever you like ping a server in order to get your ping back, like how it takes a couple seconds for it to like locate the server and then the server has to go back. It's like you send out the signal, and, like the server's calculating it, and then it sends it back. The rune lights up. The top flings off. You have another empty sarcophagus in there. This one, however, is slightly different than the other one did whenever you breathe in the vintage air. Maybe if the other one was, say, more of a red wine, this one's going to be a bit more of a rosé,
Oh
right?
my god.
Oh, bottle this one up. This is a whole other thing.
You
I
know,
only have one. I only have the
screw
one
this
bottle.
screw
I
this
can't-
health potion, honestly. I need to get this vintage air.
Rosé.
I
I
pour-
only have the one bottle. I
I
should've
pour out a
waited.
health potion and I put that vintage air in it.
Hell yeah! All right, we're
Hell
good.
yeah.
All right, there's one more left. There's one more left.
I got it, guys. I want to see if I change the rhythm, will it do anything? So I walk up to it.
You did it twice. You only need to do it once.
Oh. Well,
So
what if I do?
this one's lid flings off with twice the force,
Oh god.
slamming against the far wall of the pyramid and actually causing a little bit of dust to start to fall from the ceiling. Things are rumbling around a little bit there. You overcharged it a little bit, Walter.
You gotta be
Ooh.
careful, Walter. We don't
but
know what we're dealing
in-
with here.
Inside of this sarcophagus, you actually find a weathered old body that appears to be dressed in like leatherish armor and has a distinctive scar on the left side of its face.
Now you see, that's kind of familiar.
Oh.
I don't know what y'all think, but this looks like that guy who
Guys,
I say-
I think we're caught. You found us.
is this?
Oh wait, no, he's dead.
Oh no, he smells very. Oh, that's not like a rosé. That's
That's like a right now air.
not even a blend. No, that was like outside.
Oh. Is that the same scar that Sage Broussard had?
Mhm. I would imagine.
What was that?
Was
Yeah,
is-
it's the same
is
scar
he-
that Sage Broussard had.
See,
Yeah, y'all, I don't like this one bit.
I mean, this guy terrified the hell out of me. I'm kind of glad he's dead.
Better him and not me. Am I right, guys?
I mean, he was the one that made me sign the contract, so I mean, I guess I guess I'm free.
I mean, they
Uh,
still got your name.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
And you see that his face is sort of frozen in a sort of like it looks like he was choking. But you see that one of his hands is like against where the sarcophagus lid was, and the other one is sort of crumpled up around something.
Y'all,
I knock on his hand with the staff.
The hand falls off.
No. What do I see what was in his hand and go to pick it up?
It is a crumpled up piece of parchment.
Oh. Okay. Hey guys, I found something.
What's
Open-
that?
I don't know if you should touch it, but
What?
Jorvis has already opened it up. he
I've already
says,
opened it
oh,
up.
no.
And on one side of it, you see a bunch of signatures and something up top that says Rosemary Corp is going to get 15% of whatever you find.
Well, this
and a
is
bunch-
going away.
Wait, finish reading it. I want to hear what else is on it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Well, you see, as he sort of holds it up to tear it, there's something scrawled on the back. And it says something to
Oh,
the
man.
effect of, "They're behind you."
What?
What?
What are you guys looking at?
And as you
There's
all
one
sort of
back.
turn around to check what's behind you, you all get bodily shoved into one of each of the sarcophagi, and the lids find themselves on top, back magically on top of them, before you have a second to even flinch.
Wait, who's in Broussard's sarcophagus with him?
I'm going to say that was Walter, because Walter was the one that flung the lid off of it.
Nah, oh no.
So you have a buddy in there, Walter.
It's kind of cozy, don't you think? Say, oh, you're dead. Okay, I can't really.
Guys, can you hear me? Is my left ear acting up again?
So I guess some.
And silence falls over the tomb until morning, and that's where we're going to leave it for right
Oh
now.
my god.
We'll pick back up with this next week. Like we said, for anybody who late onto this sort of stream, everything that you just heard was entirely improvised with improvised characters, no backstories, no prep. Next week, we are only going to use the information that we had from this campaign as prep and backstory for the next session. We'll take another suggestion. And we'll figure out where we're going from there. But yeah, I guess since I'm the only one right now on my stream that has my Twitter up, follow me at May_tag official on Twitter to know when we're going to be live next week. The stream is going to be variable depending on where all our schedules work out. However, the podcasts are going to start going up next Sunday, and the podcast will be consistently uploaded on Sunday. Let's say like 5 o'clock CST. No, sorry, 8 o'clock at night CST, 8 o'clock PM CST. Sound good?
Yeah. Also, we're gonna have more people for the next session. Justin will be joining us, and hopefully we'll have a guest on. To
We're gonna see. Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna see how the stuff like that shakes out.
yeah.
But if you guys have any sort of suggestions for us, let us know. This is new. Needless to say, we had some technical hiccups in the beginning. We probably had some technical hiccups throughout. Any sort of suggestions you have, or we'll welcome them. We want to improve as we go these sort of streams. So thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you for everybody who will watch or listen. You guys are fantastic. We're going to keep on going with this. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do, like I said, follow us on various social medias and keep up with us on Twitch for.
Keep up with us on Twitch.
Keep up with us on Twitch.
Yeah. Glenn died, but it's fine. We're here.
Oh wait. Oh, he's very frozen right now.
Oh, there it is.
Very frozen.
Oh,
Wait,
there.
am I back now?
Yeah, he's back.
Yes.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, cool. I was literally like, "Hey, everyone, say goodbye,"
Oh, okay.
and no one did anything. Okay. All right. So now everyone say goodbye to everyone who watched. Say thank you, all that good stuff. We'll see you next week, right?
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.